Hello, Leo. Welcome to your May reading. I'm going to do a general portion and a love portion. The love portion will be at the end, at the second half. So let's see what's going on. What does Leo need to know for the month of May? What can you expect? What can you expect in general? So, Leo, seems like this month you're dealing with a lot of responsibilities here. It's more so things that you've committed to already, but these things you've committed to are kind of creating a lot of heaviness on you. And it does seem like with this Eight of Wands, there's probably more responsibilities coming your way. It's kind of, there's something quite unexpected, some kind of news or some movement, something is entering your life. It's quite unexpected that it seems like it's an extra burden on you already on top of the things you've already committed to. But there's a heavy sense of duty, responsibility, just commitments you have, whether it's work related. It's like it seems like you took a lot on. It's like you kept saying yes to different things, but without actually realizing that, these things would be too hard for you to accomplish. Because the Ten of Wands is someone that is struggling to get to the finish line, so to speak. Okay, it's a 10, it's completion, but you're having a really hard time getting there because, it's a heavy load. It's like you've got a lot on your plate. And it does seem like somebody has very high expectations of you here with this Hierophant, or maybe you have high expectations of yourself. It's like you're expected to complete your tasks, to do your job in a specific way, um, to meet up other people's expectations of you, probably to, I don't know, please your boss or the things you've committed to society, to an institution of some sort, whatever it might be. Tell me about this Eight of Wands. What is this unexpected thing coming up? Oh, okay. Yeah, Leo, your reading is very specific. It's like there's something happening here for you with this Tower card that is really just putting more pressure and more stress on you. There's something breaking down here and it's coming really, really fast, Leo. It's like you don't even see it coming. It's happening so fast. It's like you just don't even have time to react to it. It's like, yeah, okay, it's just an extra thing I've got to do. It's just one of those things. It's like just keep piling. When it rains, it pours kind of thing. But what is it specifically? I'm trying to see what this is for you more specifically. I mean, obviously, it's a general reading, but definitely something that you don't see coming. It's just around the corner. It's probably something that you've avoided in the past, Leo. I'm not going to insist in getting more information because it's a general reading. It's going to be specific for one person if I go more specific than that. If you want a personal reading with me, I will leave my information below so you can get a personal reading. But this is something you've avoided in the past, Leo. It's something you avoided seeing, something you've avoided making a decision about. So this thing is coming back around to you, and it does seem like the universe is deciding for you, is deciding that now is time to deal with this thing. You've got to do it right now, this month, in the month of May. It's like you cannot wait any longer. So, whatever this thing is for you, Leo, that you've been avoiding in the past, making decisions about, or you just turned a blind eye to it, um, it's going to be in your face this month, and you're not going to be able to avoid it. And it's going to create a lot of stress and a lot of strain on your, you know, on your energy. But it seems like this is something you're committed to pulling through with, okay? Get to the finish line with, because it's a 10, because you've committed to something already, or you are committing to seeing it through, to the end. Tell me about this Hierophant. Death. Now again, this mention of getting to the end here. So there is something ending for you, Leo. The Tower is here, the Ten of Wands. There is something ending here, something in regards to a previous commitment you've made. It could be literally a marriage commitment, but commitments are of all sorts, not necessarily a marriage one. You could have committed to a job, you could have committed to a project, you could have committed to your family, to your friends, to your kids, to your church, to God, to yourself, whatever it might be, whatever commitments you've made, that's coming to an end because it's just something that you can't carry through anymore, it seems. It's like it's become too much on you. And again, it's showing up as something you've avoided in the past. It's something you've avoided to look at in the past or make a decision about in the past. And you kept going on and on with it. And then all of a sudden, something is coming crashing down on you. It's some kind of a structure here, some kind of a stable thing. There was a stable thing in your life that maybe you thought was stable, but it wasn't, because the Hierophant talks about structure, stability. Um, the things that you do that maybe people look up to you. Um, Maybe you kind of see yourself as someone that can endure a lot, that can make things happen, but it's kind of hard on you. You put too much expectations on yourself, or maybe other people have put too much expectations on you. But death also comes with regeneration, and so does the Tower. After these cards, there's usually a positive card that comes after it. So there is something that you can have a moment of renewal, of rejuvenation afterwards. But you need to let this thing go, whatever this is for you that you've been carrying around for a very long time, this thing that you've avoided to look at in the past. It seems like that's a burden you need to drop. And it also seems like you may not have a choice when it comes to it. It's like it's taken away from you in some sense, because death comes through and takes things away, and so does the Tower. There's some kind of a structure here, and the Hierophant and the Tower, there's a structure here that is unstable, that is coming down, it's crumbling down, because it cannot be sustained. Okay, it's probably something you're sustaining through your sheer effort, but it's not sustainable anymore. So let me get you some frequency cards. Doesn't seem like you're having a fun month, but I feel like this is something that it was long overdue to come crashing down. And it might be that is something that is liberating you. The Tower does come with a liberation. But it could be quite unpleasant because it's very sudden, and it could be that something that is adding more pressure to things that you already have going on. So just bear that in mind. Let's see what you're lining up with. This one turned over, the meanie. Now this card talks about a part of you that is bullying. You're just bullying yourself into doing certain things that are out of alignment with your true self. Now, it could be that this pertaining to this situation where, you've been trying so hard to push yourself into something that you don't really want. So let's see, what else? You've got healing in reversed and labyrinth in reversed. It's kind of interesting, that labyrinth card and the death card. It does seem like it's been hard on you to find your way towards something with that labyrinth card. And death is like total destruction of something, of some kind of structure, and labyrinths themselves are types of structures. So it's kind of in the interesting message I'm getting is like you might have created some kind of a box for yourself where you just can't find your way out of anymore. Let me see what else comes to me. It's like you try very hard to do things that you don't, it's like they have no more meaning almost anymore, because the Hierophant also talks about meaning. It's very interesting energy you're in. There's stuckness here. Like I said, it's like you've avoided this situation in the past, and it's something you should have solved in the past, and now there's a sense of being stuck here. The labyrinth is like you created this construct of some sort. It's like a probably a mental construct or some kind of set of beliefs or something that keep you trapped in a particular situation. You can't move forward, you can't get out of it. And this healing in reversed, again, this talks about you actually letting some things go so you can create space. Okay. um there's almost like a lack of space within yourself for other things. It's like it's all about running in this maze and bullying yourself into doing things to, because you've got commitments or you have duties, or it's like there is no space for anything else, is what I'm hearing. And healing, when it's in reverse, it's like there's an inability for you to create that space for healing. So it's kind of interesting how everything ties up together here. It's like you're seriously stuck in something. Leo. But this month, this is your time of liberation because there's something happening here. There's something coming your way where you just don't have a choice anymore. You have to let it go. You know, there's this dismantling of something. And, you know, because healing is in reverse, I feel like you're going to have a bit of a hard time dealing with this situation because it's not so easy for you to deal with it, you know, since you've always known something specific and then all of a sudden that structure, that routine is gone. It's difficult for you to handle your reality, it seems. Um, so it's not a very fun month for you, Leo. But anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. And now I'm going to do your love portion. So if you're not interested in that, you can skip this portion. So, what can you tell me about Leo's love life? See if I can make some more room here. How interesting. I can't make this stuff up. I love it when the universe is talking um, so bluntly. Here you've got the Hierophant and the Two of Swords again is showing up in your love spread. How interesting that these show up here. So for some of you, this particular commitment is to a relationship because it's showing up again. Okay. And as I mentioned here, you know, there was a situation in the past that you've avoided to make a decision about, and this is about a commitment. Okay. So for many of you in this month of May, Leo, you are dealing with some kind of a commitment, a marriage, something that is breaking apart. Okay. You know, this particular structure, you know, the stability of your connection is something you relied upon in the past and you thought you could just bring it to the finish line if you take on more responsibilities, if you do all the work, if you know, if you do all of these things, then maybe you can save it. But from what I'm seeing here, this is something that how you've entrapped yourself into this situation. Because you've got here again a feeling of entrapment, of not being able to move forward from something. And because healing is in reverse here, I do see you having a hard time dealing with this. I'm not going to lie, you're not going to have a very fun month. Um, you know, I feel like you've avoided this tower moment in the past, okay? You've avoided making that decision. You've avoided looking at the cracks, okay, in the foundation. And now is coming towards you, you know, maybe your significant other is initiating some kind of separation here and you just like, you don't even see it coming because you thought, oh, I'm doing so good, I'm doing all the work, I'm taking all the responsibilities, and then this person comes in and it's like it kind of totally sucker punches you with this whole thing. But it's just something that is inevitable, okay? The Tower and the Eight of Wands is something that is inevitable because you've dealt with this in the past, is what I'm getting. And you chose to, instead of letting the burden go, you just kept carrying it and you keep trying to carry it, but you don't have that choice anymore. And because this Ace of Swords is here, there's a moment of clarity for you, okay? Clarity is finally coming through for you. You're beginning to see the situation for what it is. There's probably new information coming up here. You know, there is some kind of new energy that is creeping into your structured beliefs about this whole situation that is kind of cracking you open just enough so you can, attempt at least to let it go. So, the person you could be dealing with could be a Taurus for some of you, or an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious that you're dealing with some kind of a relationship commitment here. So now it makes sense, because I was trying to see what this situation is about, but I couldn't really see it. And now you've got the same cards showing up in your love spread, so it's pretty obvious it's about a commitment for many of you that is coming to an end this month, unfortunately. And you need to pay attention to the way you're trying to convince yourself that this is something you need to hold on to. Okay, because with the meanie here and the Ten of Wands, this is someone that is, you're trying to convince yourself that you need to carry this burden forever, that you need to be committed to this person or this marriage, this situation, whatever it might be. You're trying to, bully yourself into staying into things that are not, they've kind of reached their end, because when the death shows up, this is something that has reached their expiration date and needs to go. Because you have this tendency of wrapping yourself around your mind into a way of thinking that you need to keep doing what you're doing because it's going to work out in the end. You need to keep pulling it through, and you need to keep doing more things, or you need to ignore the red flags, or whatever it is. You're convincing yourself, you're in a state of keep convincing yourself that you need to hold on to this to dear life. But I do like that there is something here that brings some clarity to you in this situation. But the funny thing is because this Two of Swords is still here, I'm getting the strong impression that you're gonna try to refuse to make that decision to let it go. You're gonna try to cling to it. So yeah, there's a warning there for you. There's that tendency for you to cling to the situation and not actually look at it for what it is. So, Leo, that was your reading. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.